Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be looking at Kill Team Octarius and what we know so far, a quick overview. It's been almost 10 days since the Warhammer Kill Team Octarius preview, and so I thought this would be a good time just to have a look about what we know so far and have a quick overview of everything we covered last week. And the Games Workshop Warhammer Community team have been putting out some great articles updating us on all the new things to expect from this new Kill Team game. Last week, the Kill Team articles started coming out from Tuesday onwards, so I'm expecting some more articles and information to be released tomorrow. So for now, I thought it'd be fun just to do a real quick overview, just looking at 10 of the key features of this new Kill Team game. I've covered all the information in this video in lots more detail in separate videos, but I hope that this one gives you a good overview of what you can expect from the new Kill Team game. If you'd like to find out more details about the things we cover in this video, then I'll put the links in the description below so you can catch up and find out more. Okay, let's get started with number one, which is the Octarius box set, and we saw this first time in the preview online, and that was on the 10th of July, and what a great looking box set this is, packed with awesome terrain, two great kill teams that are included, and just everything you'd want from a box set. So I'm really excited about this. But here you can see exactly what's going to be included in the box. You're going to get an Orc Commando kill team, you're going to get the Death Corps of Krieg Veteran Guardsman kill team, you're going to get the Core Book, the Octarius Manual, combat gauges and dice, tactical ops cards. You're going to get all the tokens you need, a proper gaming board, and all these orc buildings and scrap piles terrain. If you missed that online preview, then check out the video I've done where I've gone through the whole preview and condensed it down so you get all the main points in a much shorter video. And they did say in that preview that the release date would be August, but they didn't give us an actual date. But shout out to a great comment by the Rust Belt Blacksmith, who suggested that it makes sense for this to be the third weekend of August for release based on everything else that's planned and in the pipeline for Games Workshop during August. And price wise, no price yet, but it's got to be anything from £125 English pounds up to £175. So we'll wait and see on the price too. Now we're on to number two, where the models are not going to be push fit. So this is great news. We're going to be able to build these in different poses and give them different weapons and different elements that we want to include. And if you want to check out my video where I went through the unboxing sneak peek, you can check out some of the sprues, so it'll give you a good idea of what's included in the box. For the Death Corps of Krieg, you're going to get entrenching tools, loads of grenades, las guns, plasma guns, backpacks, flamers, pistols, clocks, medical pouches, and loads more. So there's going to be loads of ways you can build these, customize them for your different specializations, and so you can have lots of options there. And for these fantastic Orc Commandos, you're going to get 150 components, and that's going to be for all the different models and including these squigs as well. And you're going to get for your Orc Knob an option of having a power claw or a huge chopper, and again lots of variations with weapons and add-ons. So these are just looking fantastic. Next we're on to number three, the Octarius narrative setting, and this is now going to be for all of Warhammer 40,000, which will be encompassed by this new narrative. And we've got the Orcs and the Arachnids doing battle, and the Imperium are infiltrating and disrupting them to try and influence which way these battles will go. Now we're on to number four, and this is a big one, the new Skirmish rules. And so this is a completely new, reimagined rule set for Kill Team. So you can think of this as almost a completely new game to the original Kill Team. So we're going to see tons of new rules for this, and we'll break that down in many of the videos that I put out last week. But we've still got a lot more information to come about the rules, so I can't wait to see what we're going to find out this week from the Warhammer Community team. Number five, we're looking at shapes and measurements, and now we've got a completely new way to measure everything in the game, so no more tape measures unless you want to. We're going to use these gauges instead. In the video I did for the new data cards, you can see that these shapes are starting to appear in the characteristics, and the movement characteristic has got a 3 followed by this white circle, and this white circle represents 2 inches. So for the movement for our trooper veteran, he can move 3 times 2 inches, and you'll see as we work through the other videos we find out more about how this movement characteristic is affected and by certain things like jumping over barricades and things like that. So when you jump over a barricade, it's -1 white circle. So his movement, he could only move, instead of it being 6 inches here regularly, he can only move 4 inches in total if he goes over a barricade. So I really like this feature. At first it was like, what's all this about with all these different symbols? Reminded me a bit of Curse City. We've seen these already there. But it's not just for the movement. We're also going to see it in different weapons, even in close combat. Certainly in that movement, it's really going to be affected as you close the distance between yourself and another fighter. But in range combat, we're going to see it in the special rules as well, with some weapons like the las pistol having a range of 1 red pentagon. So that range would be 6 inches, whereas the rest of the weapons, like the longer range ones, can shoot all the way across the battlefield, which also has some exciting things lining up for tactics. So there's still a lot to find out about the whole shapes and measurement rules, but for now I think if you look at the data card video I did and the ranged combat and close combat videos, then you'll have a good idea as to what these shapes are all about. Number 6 is another big one, and this is the new data card. So we're really seeing a different layout now and all the different characteristics. But we also found out on here that there's going to be SR, which is special rules, and an example of that is with this power weapon. And with this power weapon, if you get a 5+, then that's going to be a critical hit. So normally a 6 would be a critical hit for this weapon, as you can see there, with D being damage at 4 to 6. But with our special rule now, if you roll a 5 with this weapon, that's also going to be a critical hit. Another special rule you can see here on the flamer, as well as range, is a rule called torrent. And torrent means he can have some effect on other enemy fighters who are within 1 white circle of the target that he designated with his flamer. So that's really interesting too. The data card, you're also going to see this exclamation mark, and that refers to what's known as critical hit rules, and these are only applied to critical successes. So here with the long las, if you roll a 2+, you're going to get a hit, and that's going to cause 3 damage. But if you get a 6, you're going to cause 3 damage as well, but those 3 damage are now going to be 3 automatic wounds, and so the enemy is not going to have a chance to prevent those wounds going through. So this is a great rule. I really like this, and I can't wait to find out more about it. You can find out more about these special rules and these critical hit rules on the range combat video I did, but also look at that new data card for Kill Team video to find out about all the other characteristics you can see on the card. Number 7 is a quick one, but an important one, and that is alternating activations. And this is a great change. Now, instead of moving all your fighters in one go and then moving over to the next player's turn, you alternate activations, much like with Warcry, 1 fighter at a time. I love that, and I'm so glad they've introduced this to the new rules. Number 8 brings us to in-depth customization, and you can see here we've got the specialists of combat, staunch, marksman and scout, and you'll see these icons on the new data cards. But the great thing about this in-depth customization is that all your fighters are going to be highly customizable. You can have many build options, and your specializations can come with the actual weapons that they all use in the game. So if you want a sniper, you can build him to look like a sniper, and all those parts are going to be included in the box set, which I think is awesome. And it did tell us in one of the videos as well that for every single fighter there's going to be 2 different ways we can build that fighter. So that's really great. Tons of options, and no 2 kill teams should ever be the same. Last week's articles didn't go into much detail about this, so I'm expecting to find out a lot more this week, so I can't wait to share that with you in the daily updates for Kill Team. Number 9 are the range combat rules, and these I'm really excited about. And it tells us in the previous article that attack stat shows how many shots an operative can take with their weapon, and then rolls that equal or exceed their ballistic skill are marked as hits, and rolls of 6 are counted as critical hits. And the target must then roll the number of dice equal to their defense stat. Any results that equal or exceed their save characteristic are marked as a save, with 6s counting as critical saves. And so once all the dice have been rolled, the attacker's hit rolls and the target's saves are compared. And then crucially, critical hits can only be blocked by 1 critical save or 2 standard saves, and any hits that aren't cancelled by save apply their damage to the target's wounds, and that split number represents how much damage is inflicted on a normal hit and a critical hit. We got to see quite a bit of information for the new ranged combat rules in the article last week, and this was my favourite one that came out, and so check out that video that I made on ranged combat rules, which goes through everything included in that article. And finally, we're on to number 10, which are the close combat rules. And this was another great article, and I really enjoyed making the video for this too. And with the close combat rules, this is really cool. Basically, the attacker takes their shots, and rather than trying to slip past the target's armour, both fighters will roll their melee attacks simultaneously. And starting with the attacker, the combatants then alternate, choosing whether they want to use a successful hit to inflict damage or parry one of their opponent's hits, cancelling it out. And this means that every fight is going to be a strategic dance of death, as they called it, where powerful attacks are turned aside at the last minute and heroic soldiers throw themselves on enemy blades to land a desperate last-ditch blow. How cool does that sound? I think it's going to be great fun playing it out and seeing how the mechanics work. But if you've got a weapon like a power weapon like this one here, then you're going to get some advantages from the special rules. So that lethal plus 5 plus is going to give you a bit more of an advantage on dealing some extra damage there. So that's really important. And we also saw in the article for the close combat how the movement's going to work. So when you're going over these barricades, like we talked about earlier, you're going to lose 1 white circle to cross the barricade, reducing the distance you can cover in your movement. But again, there's lots included in that close combat rules article, so check out my video for that if you want to find out everything that was covered and get yourself right up to date in time for the new things that are going to be published this week. But I think close combat sounds really exciting, and I'm sure there's going to be some more information released for how different weapons and armour are going to take effect during that close combat. So we'll wait and see on that. So there we go, there's a very quick overview of 10 key points that we found out last week since the reveal of the Kill Team Octarius. And so there's lots I haven't covered here, but those are the main points, and you can catch up with everything through all those other videos, and I'll put links for them all in the description below so you can easily find what you want to look for, click on it, and then get a bit more information. I'm so excited for this game, and I can't wait for it to come out next month. Get it built, painted, do all the videos for that, and then go through all the rules and get playing. I think it's going to be great fun, and so far from what I've seen, it just looks awesome. It's exactly what I wanted from a game, and I can't wait to get it. But I'd love to know what you think, so join in the comments below, add your thoughts and feedback. What's your favourite change that you've seen so far, and is there anything you're hoping to see this week? So let me know. I love reading your comments, and it's awesome to hear from you. I'll be putting out videos throughout the week for every new article that's released, so any new information we get, I'll share it here on the channel so you can keep up to date too. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. If you like this kind of content and would like to support the channel, then please check out my Patreon page, and thanks to everyone who's joined so far. It's really awesome. We hang out on Discord, talk about the hobby, share ideas and help each other out, and you'll get some perks there that you're not going to find anywhere else. So I'll put a link in the description, and it'd be great to see you there.